What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today, Reflections of a Gangster, Part 5. Johnny's back. You guys asked for him. Everybody says, I can't say that. The majority of you guys say the Johnny videos are the best. And then Wes comes in as number 2. So I'm going to give you a new one by Johnny. Let's see what he's talking about.
I was gonna get it a little bit about today.
Porky Pig? Did he Porky Pig us right now? What did he just say right now? Hold on, Hold on. Let's try this again because I don't think we heard it right.
I was gonna get it a little bit about today.
Is this video in code? Dude. What? Nah, he's good. He's good. Obviously, he's been working out lately. You know what I'm saying? So I think he just got ahead of himself. You know, he got ahead of himself. Let's start from the beginning again. Nobody laughed because I'm sure he said some deep stuff right there, and we're gonna get it together. We need to get it together. Let's go.
I was gonna get it a little bit about today. I was gonna speak a little bit about a few things that I went through. In my life. I spoke a little bit about where I've been. You know what I mean? I never speak about who I know or give anybody's name or any speak. You got to protect the innocent and the guilty. At the same time. So, I'm speaking a little bit about today about what it's like to be, how can I put it, grown up into a gang environment, not wanting to be from it, and then you get in. I'm talking about with your dad, your brother, your older sister, everybody, your aunts, your uncles, all your older cousins, everybody from the hood. So it's like an obligation as you're growing up that you follow those same footsteps. And a lot of times I thought about, what if I went the other way, Well, what kind of guy would I be, they say that, the things you do in life makes up the person you are today, who you become, and, I don't think I'm a bad person. I don't think that, I don't really judge people or degrade people, I use excuse me, thank you, like anybody else, but as I was growing up and I was a young man, I seen a lot of shit, I remember one time, I was in my front yard of my grandmother's house, and, my grandmother's house was real hot, that I had mentioned before, it always used to get shot up, it always used to get raided, you know what I mean? My homies used to post up in front of there 24/7, and I remember I was a young kid, and I wasn't actually running around with the homies, but I was already posted up outside, and I remember, that we're standing out there and, a car came with no lights, when a car comes with no lights down the street, you kind of know what's going to happen, what's going on, it's either drive-by shooting or they're looking for somebody and they want to catch somebody, but they came by anyways and, they didn't actually see me because I was off to the side a little bit, so I got a good view of everything that happened, and the reason I share this story is because as this guy hung out the window and handled his business, because that's what he did, he was handling business, the way I look at it, tit for tat, it is what it is, you want to be out there and fuck around, you're going to get caught slipping, and we had got caught slipping. But, what stuck in my mind so fucking vivid and so hard was that when the guy started letting off with his thing, I looked in the direction of my homies, and I remember my little brother was there, and I always used to hear that my little brother would never hit the ground, that he would never duck behind anything when people would shoot at him. And I heard this, numerous times from a lot of people. But when I seen it myself, that when I seen him stand there and just watch this dude shoot at him, he didn't duck, he didn't move, he didn't make no noise, I kind of got really nervous at that moment because of the fact that he is my little brother. He's running the streets with me, and he's not ducking, man. He's not fucking jumping behind anything. You know what I mean? And we're doing a lot of shit out there. We're starting shit with a lot of people. And
Uh-oh. The glasses came off. Is he gonna do that over the top thing? Remember an over the top, but they did it the reverse. They turned the hat this way. Is he gonna turn it this way? Oh damn! Let's see, Johnny. I hope your hair is combed underneath that hat, big dog. It kind of looks like he's laying on his side right there, huh? But he's sitting up. It's confusing me.
You know, people are coming left and right trying to catch us slipping. You know, I remember, you know, we came home one time and, you know, there was this guy that used to work for the city. You know, he was one of those guys that went taught gang prevention and all that shit. And, you know, we met this guy when we were like 11, 12 years old. Well, this guy comes and we're sitting in the living room of my grandmother's house, and he comes, and this is in Norwalk because one of my grandmothers lives in Norwalk. And we're sitting there in the living room, and this guy comes to the door, and we open the door, and how you doing? You know, he comes in and sits down, you know. I remember he says, hey, you guys didn't come home last night, huh? And I looked at him like kind of weird, like, you know, what the fuck is he worried about if I came home last night or me and my little brother came home or we didn't, you know? But he asked again, hey, you guys didn't come home, right? And I was like, nah, we didn't come home, you know, because I had lent my stolen car to somebody, so I didn't have no transportation home, so we stayed in the hood. Well, he had stated that there was a car parked down the street, and he had noticed this car, that it was looking in the direction of my grandmother's house. And he said he went down there, and like I said, he was gang prevention, you know, so he went down there, and he told me straight out what had happened. He said that he had went over there, and he looked in the car, and he said that they had a lot of artillery, like they had a lot of firepower, you know, and they were waiting for me and my little brother to come home.
How old were they? They need that many guns. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. So they had all kinds of artillery for him and his little brother. He was. I thought he said he was young. He wasn't really doing his thing, but he was hanging out. Huh. So they've been after Johnny for a long time, huh? Let's see what happens with this gang prevention person seeing the artillery.
You know, we didn't come home that night. And as he told me that the next morning, you know, I was thinking, you know, there's two ways I can go about this, you know. I can, every time I come home now to my grandmother's house, you know, I can watch for somebody and be ready for them, or I could just keep coming home like I do every day, you know what I mean? And not worry about if a fool's gonna come and light me up in front of my grandmother's house. It ain't gonna be the first time, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't gonna be the last time, you know. But I also had two cousins that they never got in the hood, they never gang banged, you know what I mean? And you know, they used to get ridiculed by a lot of other hoods because they knew what house they lived in, and they used to pick on them a lot, you know what I mean? And you know, that one thing right there, you know, struck me real hard in my heart because of the fact that, you know, I'm the one putting in the work, spray painting on the walls, you know, beating up motherfuckers, and my cousins that don't gangbang, they're actually getting blamed for shit I'm doing. And you know, I wasn't really doing anything.
Is it just me, or is Johnny getting taller in this video? He grew like 4 inches.
Bad where they're gonna come and just like kidnap my cousin, take him off the streets, you know, out of his tennis shoes. No, nothing like that. But it was just that, you know, I looked at it like you had two type of gangsters out there. I never considered myself as a gangbanger, you know, or glorify myself as a thug. No, you know, I grew up as a cholo. You know, I wear a hairnet, and I wore Pendleton. You know, I wear Dickies. You know what I mean? And just the hairnet alone should tell you, you know, that I was like one of the last cholos to go through, you know, a phase, because nowadays.
Or you work in a bakery, and you got off work and you were tired and you forgot to take your work gear off, and you know. I'm gonna tell you the reason why I said that is because we went camping one time, and I used to wear one of those real thick hairnets, right? And when we came out of the tents, this is right before I caught my murder, right? We came out of the tents, and I had the hairnet on there, and they were like, "Hey, what are you doing, homie? You gotta work at the bakery today." So I got to use it on Johnny.
You know, I look around and. I don't see no cholos, man. I don't see no cholos at all. I don't see nobody in baggy ass pants with a big old jersey, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Before, you know, you used to be able to drive down the street and you'd zero out a fool ASAP just by the way he's dressed, just by the way he's standing. You know what I mean? And through the years, I had noticed that, I used to go to parties and be able to scope a fool out quick, get with his program, handle my business, him handle his, and over and done with. But then I started going to parties, and it seemed like there was no cholos there. But little did I know, all these guys that were dressed, whatever you want to call it, disco, rave, whatever, they were all gang members, but they didn't dress according to a gang member's style. You know what I mean? They wore tight pants, little shirts, with buttons and shit. And they'd hit me up, you know what I mean? They'd hit me up in the party, and I'd get kind of upset because, I'm thinking this fool right here, he ain't from nowhere and he's hitting me up. But little do I know, he's my enemy, and he's been sitting in that party for a minute. But he went, I kind of looked at it like, are they doing it because they want to get incognito where they ain't going to get noticed so they can catch us slipping? Or are they doing it because they don't want to get caught slipping? There was two sides to...
There's a lot of two sides and two people and two... Johnny's, he got all the yin and yang down. But Johnny's kind of being serious today, huh? He's not giving me no ammo right now. Like I said, he's been working out or something. I don't know.
to my thoughts, man, I was thinking, man, this dude don't want me to catch him, or is that he wants to catch me, but he don't want me to catch him because he's dressed in a certain fashion. And these dudes did this to us for a long time, you know what I mean? The hoods around us, a lot of them used to dress like not with no cholo attire whatsoever. Their pants weren't big, they didn't have Pendletons on, you know what I mean? They looked like, I'm not gonna say your average Joe, but they look like, dude, they worked at McDonald's, man. Like he wasn't putting in work, he wasn't doing shit. But yet, next thing you know, he pulls out a big old gun on you, and you don't even suspect this guy to be a gang member, you know what I mean? And everybody has different sets of homies, you know what I mean? Everybody has different styles of homies, But there's always good homies from every hood.
I'm not even trying to look at this picture at this point, right? And wherever it's going right now, I don't want to know.
This hood hanging
I'm looking at you. Everybody, eyes here.
These fuckers for like
not
40
there.
fucking years.
Here.
You know what I mean? My father, my brother, me, and my brother, we've been at war with this same hood.
You better keep looking in my eyes.
And they don't stop. They keep coming. You know what I mean? And they're just there. They don't go away. You know what I mean? And
fast forward this.
When I really thought about it and I started doing time, I started
meeting the shoes. I want to look at the shoes.
And I knew why that hood stayed so long.
You got the black laces too?
Individuals that I had met, you know what I mean? And I got the honor to meet these fools. And they were my enemies. Yeah, we were trying to take each other.
Are those are boxing shoes, huh? Johnny's ready to go, right? And all you guys saying that those were like my work shoes, that he's wearing my work shoes, Chale. My work shoes didn't have black laces.
Just went on the streets when we were youngsters. But now we're in a different setting where we must speak, we must, interact. And I used to tell these guys, because I wasn't ashamed to, admit the truth, tell them, give them their props, I would let them know that they're the reason their barrio stood so long, their hood stood so long, because guys like them, And there was there was a lot of them, And they answered my question that I had for so many years, how does this hood stay standing, man? It doesn't matter what we did to them, they'd still fucking stay standing, And those guys were the reason, And a lot of those dudes I met, I tripped out because on the streets, I wouldn't give them a second thought, man. I'd just try to, hurt them so bad that I'm not gonna see them anymore. You know what I mean? And a lot of these guys, man, that I ran into later in the years, and I got into shit with, a lot of these fools became, some of my best friends. Not because they're from a hood that I don't get along with, because I kind of grew out of that phase.
That's right.
You got to grow in something, whether you pick to be a gang member or you pick to be a lawyer, you got to grow in both of them, you got to get better at what you're doing, if that's what you choose to do, and a lot of these I run into, a lot of them became good associates of mine, when I was a youngster, I'm trying to put a bullet in this guy's back. Now I'm older, I'm sitting in this dude's living room, eating at his mother's table while he's taking his...
So hold on, so the dude grew up and still living at home. It happens.
A bath inside the bathroom, you know what I mean? And
whoa, what?
I'm sitting there
Wait,
thinking,
what? What? Who was taking a bath? The mom or sister? Who
Got
was
run
it?
into, a lot of them became good associates of mine. When I was a youngster, I'm trying to put a bullet in this guy's back. Now I'm older, and I'm sitting in this dude's living room, eating at his mother's table while he's taking his son a bath.
Oh, his son.
Inside the bathroom, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there thinking that this is not real. This can't be happening, you know? I mean, I remember me and this dude, man, tried to kill each other so many times, and his mom knows who the fuck I am, you know what I mean? And even I had problems with my brothers, you know? They'd be like, what the fuck you running with that fucking dude for, man? You know what that fucking dude did? But see, they didn't see the whole picture. They only see
It's about to get deep. I feel it.
what that dude did. They don't see what the dude's doing now because they're not doing shit. You know, and a lot of guys tend to do.
I don't know if is it just me or does it feel like Johnny's doing male ballet? What do they call that shit? Oh, I hit the mic. Testing 1 2 1 2. Anyways, listen, look. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. The boy is fluid, Holmes. This guy is fluid. Watch him. Check him out. Check him out.
I had problems with my brothers, you know? They'd be like, what the fuck you running with that fucking dude for, man? You know what that fucking dude did? But see, they didn't see the whole picture. They only seen what that dude did. They don't see what the dude's doing now because they're not doing shit. You know, and a lot of guys tend to do that. They tend to talk about another motherfucker because they ain't doing shit. You know, they want to turn around and tell you, hey, you're doing too much. My answer to them is, it's not that I'm doing too much, it's that you're not doing enough. You need to do more. You know, I used to tell them that, you know.
Motivational right there. That's Motivation 101 by Johnny. Reflections of a Gangster.
I mean, I see this use another phrase with my homies. They used to get mad. I used to tell them, look, we're arguing about who's going. I'll go to work. You can stay back with the women and children where it's safe. You know, and that kind of blew my homies' heads up, and they would get mad, you know, because I want them to stay back with the women and children. And, you know, I've been giving it a lot of thought now that I'm older about, you know, all through my life, who I chose to be, man. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people, you know, I've met a lot of people, you know, a lot of people dislike me, a lot of people like me, you know. I try to not read the stuff that is written on, you know, YouTube or whatever, you know. I try to not read comments, you know, because really I'm up here speaking the truth. Like I say, I'm not putting anybody out there, just me, myself. When I speak about something, I'm speaking about me, because what I speak about is the truth, and I'm speaking about me. And you know my name, I say my name, so you can go and get it co-signed wherever you want. You know what I mean? It's just, you know,
That's right, Johnny.
I've looked at YouTube because I'm a fan of YouTube too. You know, I like to look at a lot of shit right there. They got a lot of good shit. You know what I mean? They got a lot of bullshit, but they got a lot of good shit too. You know, it's kind of weird when I see my face right there. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, you know, am I speaking well enough? Am I saying the right thing? I mean, I should be saying the right thing because of the fact that it's all the truth, and the truth will remain the same. You know, you see me on the streets, go ahead and ask me that question you have. You know what I mean? And I'll answer the same way I answered when I spoke about it, because it's the truth. It's not going to change. Only a lie changes. You know, that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm going to get into a few minutes of some shit that went on when I was a youngster. You know, and I was going at it with these two guys. You know?
Let me see first. We've done 15 minutes almost. And honestly, I don't know what I've learned. And I know it's just me, because the front end, the Porky Pig thing threw me all off. It took me a few minutes for my mind to get back right. Then Johnny grew 4 or 5 inches during the video. Now he got deep on us. This is a different Johnny. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to end it here. If you guys want me to finish it, when he starts talking about the two guys, I just barely saw the way it stopped right here. It wants to talk about the two guys, or do I go to a new video? Because this one was kind of slow, right? And that's part of the reason why I want to end it. I think he got a he got a good shot today, you know, and so you know, he's mellow yellow. Anyways, everybody stay safe, stay smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out.